Hi everyone, today's topic is problem solving from binomial expansion. So I'll solve some of the problem from your book. So here I can see question number 8, that find the coefficient of x to the power 8 times y to the power in the expansion of x minus 2y to the power 13. This problem you can find in your P1 book, page number 165. So here we are concerned to find the coefficient of x8 times y to the power 5. So problem 8, here we need to find coefficient of x to the power 8 and y to the power 5. So in the expansion of the term x minus 2y to the power 13. So here one blindfold way is that you expand this fully up to and including 13, or maybe 4-5 terms, maybe up to 4-5 terms. That will not be logical although, but in the beginning you can see it. For example, I will expand it until 4 terms and I will see that whether or not I am getting the coefficient of this term. So we know the expansion formula as a plus b to the power n is a to the power n plus nc1 a to the power n minus 1 b to the power 1 plus nc2 a to the power n minus 2 and b2 plus dot 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 and so on, and this is bn. I will use this expansion formula to the term x minus 2y to the power 13 where n is 13. So index is n. So here we can write x to the power n plus, no, this is 13, so we write 13, then it is 13c1 x to the power 13 minus 1 is 12, and then it is b is minus 2y, and then 13c2 a means x to the power n minus 2, so 13 minus 2 is 11, and b square means minus 2y to the power 2 plus 13c3 x to the power 13 minus 3 is 10, and then it is 2y to the power 3, then 13c4 x to the power 9 minus x to the power 9 minus 2y to the power 4 dot 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 and dot dot dot, it goes until minus 2y to the power 13. Now let's check where we get x8 and y5. So if I am taking this term, we are getting x12 but y to the power 1 only. So if I go here, then it is still we cannot match with x8 and y5 in this term. So we try in the fourth term, here x to the power 10 and y to the power 3. So here if you try in this term x to the power 9 and y to the power 4, so we still not got x to the power 8, x to the power 5. So what we can do is we can take further one term further, and then we see 13c5 x to the power 9 times minus, not now it is 8, minus 2y to the power 5 plus dot plus minus 2y to the power 13. So when you think of this term, we can see there is x to the power 8 we are matched with, and then y to the power 5 here, so y to the power 5 we can get it from this term. So therefore coefficient of x to the power 8 y to the power 5 can be extracted from the term 13c5 x to the power 8 minus 2y to the power 5. If you further solve it, you have 13c5 here, x to the power 8 times minus 2 to the power 5 times y to the power 5 equals to, keep all the constants together, then 13c5 times minus 2 to the power 5 x to the power 8 and y to the power 5. We now have constant coefficient of x8 and y2 as this term. So therefore you can write coefficient of x8 y5 in the expansion of x minus 2y to the power 13 is equals to 13c5 times minus 2 to the power 5. You could calculate the time, that how much time we invested in getting the coefficient of x8 y5 in the expansion of x minus 2y to the power 13. So going this lengthy way is not wise to do. The good idea is that you just think about what would be the coefficient of x8 and y2 in the expansion of x minus 2y 13. So instead of going through such longer process, you could only think about, first of all you write down x to the power 8 and y to the power 5 whose constant coefficient we need to find. So let's check here. If you think of this term, in place of x there is x, but in place of y there is minus 2y. So we just adjust the term first of all. So here x to the power 8 and minus 2y to the power 5. And we know from the expansion formula is that here if it is 1, b raised to the power 1. Here it is 2, b has power 2. So by using that sort of induction method, we can write NCR term. So total n is 13 in this case, and this is the position of b has power 5, so you can write 13c5. So instead of expanding, going through all the way this long process, this is wise to just think of the pattern of the binomial expansion and get this answer directly from the formula, or just by mental calculation or derivation also. So we little solve it, then we'll have 13c5 times minus 2 to the power 5 times x to the power 8 y to the power 5. Therefore, the coefficient of x8 y5 in the expansion of x minus 2y to the power 13 is equals to, we have this term as constant coefficient, then we can write 13c5 times minus 2 to the power 5, and then this is the answer in fact. Or you can also use calculator to write the single answer in the single term digit, and that will be your final answer.